at the point. You know, Greg, sometimes it's just hard to quantify defense, but some new age metrics really value Mason Plumlee.
And there's a stat called defensive box plus minus that measures how good your team is with you on the floor. Year in, year out, Mason Plumlee is top 20 in the league, proving his overall effect on a game on the defensive end.
When Rozier is seeing the floor that well, makes everything easier for him and his team.
Count the basket. Champ's got 5 points so far.
Excellent vision by Durant out there. What a nice pass.
Not loose. Here's Champ. He's covered by Ball. Count that one. And it's 7 points for Champ.
You know, as a distributor and dime dropper, Harden has really got a nice eye for how to get teammate shots. And does a really good job setting.
Wow, and that sort of showmanship is just deflating right now to a team trying to get back into a game like this.
Ouch, Greg, that is definitely an emphasis jam. A big apostrophe or exclamation point, maybe even a question mark.
And guys, I know there are a lot of questions right now defensively for this team. There's no doubt about that.
And he drops it in from the low post. And 11 points for Champ.
5 of 5 to start. I think he's in the zone.
And I think they've got to consider throwing a few different looks his way early on, especially if he keeps shooting like this.
In transition, here come the Nets. Fires the three. That drops. And it comes off an assist from Griffin. 14 points for him. All right, well, look at how the hustle game has been going for the Nets.
They've come out in attack mode on the defensive end. They've applied pressure and forcing turnovers.
They also came out of the locker room with their running shoes on. I mean, their transition game has been full throttle.
With the drive.
Excellent all-around performance so far, hence the big lead.
Yeah, you know, they've had the advantage at both ends. They've got all the momentum early on.
And a little over 2.5 minutes gone here in the first. In transition, here come the Nets for the finish. And he goes in for the dunk.
And they have owned the paint so far, and the score reflects it.
And, you know, establishing that physical dominance early gives you a big mental edge, too. Don't discount that.
And now the first timeout called here for the Hornets. Well, we've seen a lot of workload adjustments for the top players in the past few years, Clark, especially when it's this early in the season.
Yeah, and that's probably a smart thing to do, Kevin. I really wish the league would cut back on the number of games, period. I know that's toothpaste that's already out of the tube, but I really believe if you cut 10, 12 games off the regular season, it would be great for everybody. Can't do it. It is a long season, so whenever you can massage minutes of your top players, I think that's a good thing.
Nets on defense. 13-point lead. And again, Brooklyn running the court in transition.
Oh, oh man.
And he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
Displaying intensity right off the opening tip, especially on the offensive end.
Tell you what, forget about easing into the game. They came out with guns blazing.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on it.
Hits the three-point bomb.
Hard to believe you can have this kind of a flow. Unbelievable.
Talk about putting up points in a hurry. He can't miss right now.
Washington passes to Plumlee. Kicks it to Hayward. Back to Plumlee. Over Griffin. And it's wide right. It's off the rim. Brooklyn leading by 18. Here's Champ. 25 points in the game. And the layup's good off the glass. Champ's got 27 points.
I love his shot selection today. He set the bar for the rest of the team.
And here comes Harris leading the fast break. Goes up the baseline. Another one falls for Brooklyn.
Defensively, giving up far too many open rhythm looks.
And to battle back, they've got to shore up the defense. I mean, there's no other way to come back from a deficit unless you play good defense.
And the Hornets call time here. So for the Nets, DeAndre Jordan's checked in for Griffin, and Irving subbed in for Champ. A minute 42 left in the first quarter of the game. McDaniels passes to Bridges. Harden outside. Back to Durant. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. A nice shot by Irving.
And guys, they've allowed an embarrassing number of points off those turnovers.
Well, you really put your defense in a tough spot. You compromise your defense when you fumble the ball away like that.
Lays it in off the breakaway. Irving's got 5 now.
Tip of the hat to Irving there. He ignited the break with this underappreciated part of his game, his defense. Quick hands help on both sides of the court.
And he gets the bucket.
Really their own worst enemy right now with all these turnovers.
I tell you, what, guys, this game would look a lot different, would have a different texture if they didn't give the ball away so much. I mean, that's really been the storyline so far.
And Irving with a clear path to the hoop. Drops in the breakaway layup. He's got 9.
And where would these guys be without all the easy points off these turnovers?
Boy, it's made matters a lot easier for them offensively.
Wasted no time on that one.
And the defense is in disbelief here. Triple after triple.
When that happens, you simply just hope they start cooling off.
7-second difference, shot and game clock. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Jordan. 14 points for Kyrie Irving.
And much of the offensive production has come from their willingness to get out and run.
Yeah, and if you've got the legs to do it, I think it's the best way to play. And they've made that commitment.
From about 19 feet. And again, it's Brooklyn converting.
Oh, this is the kind of start they were hoping for.
Yeah, shots falling, off to a very good start offensively as a result.
It's good.
Boy, you simply can't guard that. Irving's just too nimble. Easily gets himself free of the defender.
And the buzzer sounds to end the first, and we've got a blowout underway here. Nets out in front, opening. And the step back, a shot that's become a staple for the league's top.
I really like the step back move.
One of many moves, Greg, but that probably is his signature move now.
Moves and counter moves. Hayward has a lot in his bag to keep defenders off balance.
And so far through one quarter, it's been a lopsided game. We'll see if that changes here in a second. And guys, the Nets enjoying a nice lead here.
They came in on a mission, razor-sharp offense in that first period.
Yeah, I agree. That was a flawless offensive performance so far. I mean, the shots have been falling. They're making good decisions. That's a nice recipe there.
Setting the floor for the Hornets. They've got McDaniels. Kelly Oubre out there with Ish Smith. Then there's Miles Bridges. And it's Carey in at the 5 down low. Nabbing another steal. And that's his 6th steal of the night.
Imposing his will at the defensive end. Well-rounded effort, and they show no signs of letting up.
Almost no holes in their performance tonight. They've been tremendous.
The pass to Smith. Knocked away. And another steal for him.
And you got to be careful around him.
You know, Greg, he's been coming up with some incredible steals so far.
And this offense is in a perfect rhythm, and you can see how they're finishing their plays.
Boy, this is borderline ridiculous. I mean, every single attempt finding the bottom of the bucket.
And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
They are attacking the rim and getting great results.
And how? I mean, they're taking this defense to task, taking them to school. Every one of their last 10 points have come in the paint.
Pass to Washington. Now Ball. He swipes the ball away again.
He's making history, tied for third most steals in a single game.
Incredible tenacity. He continues to hound the ball. And so it's Ball with it. He brings it up for the Hornets. In the second quarter, held scoreless. Oubre finds Ball. That's tipped and stolen by Jordan. Shoots. Another one falls for Brooklyn.
You know, they're looking good, really good right now because of him. He sees this game by the throat, and he's squeezing hard.
Pass the Ball. They need this. And that's 2 points on the layup. Ball's got 5.
You know, because Ball is so skilled, defenders try to get physical with him, rough him up a bit, but it doesn't faze him. That rarely works against Ball. Well, he's demanding the ball. He wants it, and he's coming through. I mean, you can see why his teammates trust him down the stretch, guys.
Passes it to Washington. He kicks it to Hayward. They get a hand on it. Stolen by Durant. Here's Champ. Good, he hits again.
And he's been dominant here thus far.
Shouldering the offense, GA really taking it to the opposition.
I find it really interesting to talk to KD about his origins. Says every memory he had growing up involved basketball. Skip prom and stuff like that. He was just focused on the game.
The quick look, no good that time.
And he missed that one, but I've seen him drill shots from that distance in warm-up.
But that looked to me, guys, like a heat check. It was maybe a step out of his range.
Brooklyn's gone 3 of 4 with the long-range bombs here in the second quarter. And Durant grew up in a tough environment. We all know that. Basketball, Greg, was the only way out.
As it
Nabbing another steal.
He's been a defensive terror all night long.
I've never seen anything like it. And he's actually tied the record for the most steals in a game.
And now
And another steal for him.
he's stolen his way into the record book.
A new single-game high, GA for steals.
And he has snapped the long-standing mark held by Kendall Gill and Larry Keenan. Unbelievable to see that record broken. And the stop and play, guys, giving the home crowd a chance to just cheer on his incredible play.
And Greg, he's earned it. You don't get all those steals without expending a huge amount of energy.
And, you know, his activity has been outstanding. Just appears to be one step ahead of the opposition. Excellent anticipation, taking risk, and it's paying off.
Here's what Brooklyn's going with right now. Griffin's checked in for Joe Harris, and Irving subbed in for James Harden. Washington kicks to Plumlee.
Second quarter.
Now here's Bouknight. He's covered by Irving. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Irving's got 20 points.
And how about the pressure they're able to now start to apply, taking advantage of every miscue.
Guys, the big advantage has really been the points off turnovers.
And the shot goes in.
And he's starting to show that killer instinct this quarter, looking to extend the lead.
Tipped away. One-on-one here. Here's Champ. And another one. He's been absolutely ridiculous in this game.
You get the sense he just can't miss.
In transition, here come the Nets. Now that's how to finish the break. Throw down with force.
Talk about execution on the offensive end. They're leaving nothing on the table right now.
Yep, they're starting to stretch this lead out. Too much offense to keep pace with.
And that's out of bounds. Charlotte will retain possession.
And taking a look at some stats here for Rozier. Good season for him last year. Averaged about 20 points a game, 4 assists and 4 rebounds. And every team wants a scorer to give them a lift off the bench, and that's just what he brings.
Well, he's instant offense. I mean, the game's momentum can be going one way, then bam, his scoring turns the tide.
And the Hornets making a change here. McDaniels checked in.
Boy, you can just see the frustration growing on their faces. Nothing going their way.
You know, guys, no denying it's been a rough patch here. I think they've got to run whatever is best in their playbook to get a good shot.
6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks, and he gets it to go.
Outstanding distribution there. I mean, what impressive passing ability.
Here's Champ, and good! There's another. 71 points and no end in sight.
Young fella is in the zone. The defense right now looks helpless.
Poked away. Bouknight passes to Plumlee. Here's Champ. And so it's the Brooklyn Nets with a huge lead at the break. Safe to say there's no catching them today. Thanks so much, Dave, for the great interview. Don't go away, folks. We'll be back for the second half.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
It's Brooklyn out in front at the half. They are completely in control of the game, leading by a
And there wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. What a game we're seeing from Champ.
Well, with a double-double in hand through 2 quarters, you can just imagine what his stat line will look like at the end of this one.
Yeah, he's got that locked-in look in his eyes tonight, and he's not going to start taking it easy. I think he's going to be going hard until that final whistle blows.
Harden in at the off guard. Durant is the small forward. Griffin is out there with Joe Harris. And it's Champ in at the one. Hits it again. Wow!
He is simply unconscious here tonight. Nobody can stop him right now.
GA, the points keep coming, and he's climbing up that scoring ladder. 3rd on the list, well in sight.
And his scoring tonight has dropped him into the conversation with some of the all-time greats. I'm talking about names like Wilt Chamberlain and Kobe Bryant. Simply amazing what we've seen here.
And a lot of players want a voice in team strategy. And I've always wondered, Greg, is there a downside for coaches letting their players get too involved?
I mean, there is a belief that you can have too many cooks in the kitchen, right? But if a player knows his stuff, it's worth at least hearing him out, if only to keep those open lines of communication.
Hayward trains the 19-footer. Hayward's got his first points in this one.
Hayward's got such a quick release on the catch and shoot.
Another bucket. Wow.
And that score moving him clear into 3rd all-time for scoring in a game.
Well, GA, you just knew it was a matter of connects again.
The good times keep rolling. Now tied for 2nd all-time in scoring for a game.
Well, you know, the way he's been able to maintain his focus on offense all game, GA, the defense throws everything at him, but he still is scoring.
When Kobe did what he did back in 06, I never thought we'd see something like that again, but tonight has been an absolute legend.
Good, that's another bucket.
And he is ripping through this defense and continues his assault on the record book.
That score moving him clearly into 2nd place for most points in a game.
To think that he has eclipsed Kobe's mark of 81 and now has his sights set on 100, this is a game you'll be talking about for decades.
And the whistle blows on the backcourt violation. He went over and back.
5th in assists 10th in steals. And also, they were in the top 10 when it came to fast break points. You had to be ready to get back in a hurry, or this team would run it down your throat.
And you just brought up their assists. They worked the ball around so well. Their offense last season revolved around their passing game. Bruce Brown, he's checked in for Brooklyn. The Hornets also changing it up. Miles Bridges, he's checked in for Plumlee. Kelly Oubre comes in for Gordon Hayward. And Smith subbed in for Terry Rozier.
And the jump shot has been a dimension of this game where they've had a clear advantage.
They keep pulling up and watching them go down. It's a really nice thing to see.
Ball no good. Brooklyn with the ball. They're on a 19-5 run here, and the shot is good.
Well, he's really been on a roll this quarter. Seems like everything he throws up is finding bottom.
Ball with a wide open look. Buries it from three-point range. Ball's got 8 points.
They found a nice groove in this half, starting out 3 for 4.
Here's Champ from the arc. And again for 3. Buries his 10th triple of the game.
Unbelievable.
And it's Smith with the ball. He brings it up for the Charlotte Hornets. The Celtics will be coming into town for the next game. That game is the first and last of their homestand. And then Washington with the dunk.
Boy, we're going to see lots of those. Washington can really get up. He's got a little main streak in him, too, which I like.
Ball feeling it out a bit. Another steal. Here's Champ. He's covered by Ball. Here's Champ. And again, Brooklyn with the triple.
Coming off a big game, his confidence couldn't be higher, and coach knows it.
Showing no signs of slowing or cooling down. They're going to ride him as far as he can take it.
Ball from long range. And it's the Hornets another 3.
Well, you certainly can't fault him as the reason they're behind. He's been on target and on top of his game.
Here's Champ. Yet another bucket.
And that score puts him even. A night I never thought we'd see.
He's now tied point for point with the record. One more score. He'll be, and again.
I wouldn't believe it if I hadn't seen it with my own eyes. A new single-game scoring record.
Oh, history being made as we speak. Unbelievable.
And he has now passed Wilt Chamberlain's legendary mark of 100 points, one that stood for over a half a century. Unimaginable. Great to hear the crowd showing their appreciation. We are witnessing something truly remarkable.
Well, a scoring game, GA, that ranks with the all-time greats. He's just been going off.
Boy, the defense looks hapless out there. I mean, they're lost trying to find a way to stop this guy.
Irving's checked in for Champ. Daniels, he's checked in for Charlotte. Bouknight comes in for Ball. Just 5 to shoot. Knocks it loose, and it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Brown. So it's the Hornets now. Bridges misses. There's a minute left in the third quarter. And Irving launches it from deep. And the Nets, another 3.
And the D has gotten a little bit laxed here defending the triple.
Irving with the steal. Chalk up 2 there. Irving's got 5 points now in the quarter.
They're doing a really good job of getting the ball inside and attacking the paint. That's an area they have completely dominated.
Well, once they recognized the advantage they had inside, it made a lot of sense just to continue to attack that area.
There's the drive. And Griffin sends it back.
And how about the timing there? Griffin using that athleticism on the defensive end to block it.
Now 8 seconds separating the 2 clocks. Bridges with the steal. That's tipped. He swipes the ball away again. His anticipation has been off the charts.
Swiping the ball away with just such ease. It's been this way since halftime.
And another steal for him.
And he has been an absolute thief on the floor. Another steal.
Greg, that swipe puts him tied for second all-time for most steals in a game. What a defensive effort from him. And so it's the Brooklyn Nets able to put on a show for the ages. And they've created a bunch of... And it's time to bring up the State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Yeah, and with the accuracy to go along with that vision. I mean, he put the ball in the absolute perfect spot. That's how you orchestrate it.
And there have been two, nabbing another steal.
Fantastic swipe, and he now stands by himself for second most steals in a game.
Oh, he is so fast. Gets his hands on the ball in the blink of an eye. And Greg, the steal numbers are unreal. Driving to the basket. That one falls. Irving's got 37. And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. The hustle stats for the Nets.
The activity level defensively, I've really been impressed with. They've been in attack mode on the defensive end.
Something else they've done is force a lot of mistakes defensively. They've been turning those turnovers into points.
Martin's checked in for Smith.
Cody Martin.
Johnson against Jones. Kicks to McDaniels. And the pass to Booknight. Nice pass in here by Charlotte. Jones. Rebound, Brooklyn. The Wizards on the road to face them after this game. Irving with a clean look. The shot's good. Brown making the play. Irving's got 39.
And when you get this kind of shooting from him, 100% from the field, they're going to be tough to beat.
Bucket is good.
And that keeps him perfect from the field this quarter.
Charlotte has gone 4 of 8 tonight from three-point land, shooting 50% on the three ball here. Here's Carey, guarded by Jordan. It's stolen by Johnson. Irving way outside. And the Nets, another three.
Boy, you have to be impressed with the offensive production. They have got it firing on all cylinders.
And, you know, the lead just keeps growing. I mean, this game is not going to get out of their grip. They're going to keep pulling away.
Again, the Nets for two.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today, ending with a basket coming off a pretty pass?
Well, when you look at the assist totals, heck, they've been clearly the better team.
And it's Martin missing. Brooklyn with the ball. They've gone on a 13-0 run from downtown. And the Nets, another three.
Just giving up way too many transition opportunities.
You know, it's okay to give up a few if you're getting them back on the other end, but that hasn't been the case here.
And there's the drive. They get it again.
And they've won the rebound battle so far, and it's translated to the scoreboard.
Well, the effort level they've had has been outstanding. Hard to keep a team down when they play with that much energy.
And those aren't the type of three-point opportunities that you can allow in the NBA.
You're exactly right. I mean, those come back to bite you every time, just like it's biting them now.
And stolen by Kyrie Irving. Lets it go with a three. Sinks the triple. Irving's got 55.
So many of the plays they're running designed to create opportunities from deep.
You know, that's exactly their plan here in the fourth. Work to find space behind the arc and then bury some threes.
And so it's Mills who will bring it up for the Brooklyn Nets here in the fourth quarter. Their defense has been very strong, allowing no baskets.
And this is the game plan for him. He's a big part of their floor spacing.
And you know what? It's all about the long-distance game for him tonight. He's getting it done from out there.
For a number of seasons, offensive output, Greg, has been on the rise, as we've seen. But last year, it went to a whole different level.
I mean, how about 2 years ago with Dallas? They had the greatest offensive season since all the way back in 1973, averaging over 116 points per 100 possessions. Get this, last year, 7 teams beat that record.
Carey passes to Rozier. Down low, here's Jones, and Jones slams it in.
And just taking his frustration out on the rim, he ends a huge run by the Nets.
Here's Champ. Lets it go from deep. Good! Another from three.
What a fireworks display he's shown us tonight. Just keeps knocking them down from deep.
Craig, he has just exploded from beyond the arc. That last make tying him for second in most threes in a game. Again, what an avalanche!
And he's been dominant here thus far.
Shouldering the offense, GA, really taking it to the opposition.
And this offense is in a perfect rhythm, and you can see how they're finishing their plays.
Boy, this is borderline ridiculous. I mean, every single attempt finding the bottom of the bucket.
Out of bounds. Charlotte takes possession. Here's Smith. He's checked in for the Hornets. There's a minute 34 left to play in the final quarter. And Greg, with recent legal results, more opportunities now for compensation for college athletes. Do you like it?
I do. I mean, there's enough money going around. I don't have a problem with the athletes getting a share, especially with the amount of time and effort and energy they have to commit. Let's take care of the guys. Let them enjoy the collegiate experience. Well, guys, this was never really a contest, just a total obliteration, if you will. You can safely say mission accomplished now for the Nets.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, I thought, an all-around dominant performance. And you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
Yeah, there was a sense of that, and man, they just pretty much blew them right out of the water. A clinic was put on display here today.
And so with this, they'll end up with their second win on the year.
And had significant points in this game. They just stayed committed to their brand of basketball. And that's why they'll be taking the front end of this three-game season series against the Hornets.
And beyond the actual result of this game, fans are going to look back and see this was just a monstrous performance.
Connects again from distance.
And of course it falls for him. But that three pushes him into the history books.
Well, he is now tied for the most threes in a game. This is a night we will never forget.
Substitutions for your Nets. Nicholas Claxton, Alize Johnson.
There's 18 seconds left to play here in the fourth. It's tipped. Not watching the line there. That'll be a backcourt violation.
And just a little too lax with that possession, and it cost them.
And I tell you what, more brain-neutral plays like that one, and they'll have a hole deeper than the one they're already in.
A tremendous Mobile One block that we had to see again. Great send back.
Sharp instincts on D there. Just timing when to rise up.
And again for three.
Unbelievable. Gets the